Wait for it. Live video is starting. Sometimes this actually shows up, and it may. Okay, I'm live. Now, welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you are already doing it, how to grow your business. So I got a question, and I take a lot of things for granted. In fact, is this thing on? Hello? I think it's on. I hope it's on. That's a mistake I make a lot. I sort of assume people know. I sort of assume people know what I know. So the question I got is, do you have to pay attorney and title search costs out of pocket? It's a great question. So there's a lot in there, so let's talk about it. I personally believe anytime a real estate attorney says, hey, I want to charge you and I want you to write me a check before the closing, you should say, I'll call you right back, and never speak to that attorney again. Only the least experienced, most jerky attorneys will ever charge you out of pocket. Attorneys only get paid if and when a deal closes. Now, you may say from the attorney's perspective, why shouldn't I take this project on for some newbie investor if he may not even close? That's the risk that an attorney takes, right? I have attorneys that I use, and sometimes deals die, and nobody can control that, whatever, it's a title problem. So never, ever lay out a cent for a real estate attorney. They should only get paid if and when the deal closes. That's number one. So the answer to the attorney is no. Now, title charges are a little more complicated. You would never have to pay. You should never pay a title charge up front. But if you're new to this business and you're not ordering a lot of title, and you order title and it doesn't close, the title company can say to you, hey, I want you to pay a cancellation fee. And because they had costs involved, right? Title companies do searches. They pay a searcher to actually go down to the county and look. Some counties, they got to look through microfiche, so they do have expenses. Also, we have the amazing luxury in New York of having departmental searches. So that means they have to pay other services to do a tax search to see exactly what's open on the taxes. They pay people to do an H&B search, a housing and building search, to see if there's any violations on the property or open permits. They do a street search, all kinds of stupid searches, and they have costs. The title company will pay that. So they may hit you with the cancellation fee, but never upfront. Only when you say, you know what, the deal is dead. Didn't work out. So you never should write a cent out of pocket, but if you don't do a lot of business, the title company can charge you a cancellation fee. Now, if you do enough business, my title company doesn't charge me a cancellation fee, so because they know that I'm sending them a lot of deals. And I hope you get to the point where you won't be charged a cancellation fee. So just understand, if you do get to a point where you're doing a lot of business with a title company, it's one of the reasons why you should use the same title company. If they bring up a cancellation fee, you should say, can we waive this, right? If you sent them 8 deals that month to run, they're going to make a lot of money on you, right? And I don't know if a lot of people know how title works, but you're ordering title from a abstract company, and let's say your title insurance bill, for example, is $2,500. It's going to be a lot more for everything else, all the departmentals, all the search fees, all the bullshit. But for actual title insurance, let's say it's $2,500. The abstract company makes 70% net profit on that. So they are going to outsource that to one of the major title underwriters. So Fidelity, Chicago Title, Stewart Title, all those places. That company only charges your abstract company about 30% of the title insurance. So your title insurance company makes a lot of money on title, a lot. So understand that if you're ordering multiple deals a month from one company and one of them just doesn't close and dies, you should really say to them, I don't want to pay a cancellation charge. It doesn't happen often. Now, obviously, if you're ordering title several times and you keep canceling, they're going to be like, you should pay us a cancellation fee. And I understand, I have paid a cancellation fee occasionally to somebody else's title. So I wanted to use my title company. The other guy said, well, I'm going to have a cancellation fee, and I paid it. It should be a few $100s. So, but never, ever will you have to pay anything up front, right? All closing costs get taken out at the closing. And if there is no closing, shouldn't have to pay any closing costs. Sorry. So, but it's a great question, because I never really thought about it. To me, it was a no-brainer, right? I was in the mortgage business for 17 years before I started doing real estate full-time. So back from 97 to 2013. So to me, I always knew how closing costs worked, right? I figured it out in the 90s, or even before that, in the early 90s when I bought my first house. So, and for a lot of other people, they're worried, right? I don't have a lot of money. I want to wholesale a deal. I got a deal, but now I'm afraid to check for $5,000 for these closing costs. So you don't. All closing costs should come out of the closing. Now, there are schmuck jerk attorneys out there who, certainly if you tell them you're new, or if you sound like you're new because you don't know what you're talking about, they're going to go, well, I want a retainer of $500 or something like that. I had a seller who, I had two sellers. Well, they told it to me. I don't know if it's true. They told me that their attorney charged them a retainer. I go, listen, I don't know what to tell you. You didn't ask me about that. I would have told you to use a different attorney. That's not a good attorney. No attorney should charge you money to prepare a contract. I had somebody who prepared a contract for me, and before I signed it, I said, you know what? I don't want to. I can't pay this price. And they're like, oh, you screwed me over. I'm like, I screwed you over. Why? She goes, because I had to pay this attorney $800. I go, that was just a horrible decision on your part. I go, I promise you, if you would have asked me, I would have told you, don't use that attorney. There's no reason to use an attorney who's going to charge you up front. Let's be perfectly honest. The amount of time a seller's attorney spends to prepare a contract is somewhere in the realm of 10 to 15 minutes, and that's being generous. Some of them can do it in 5 minutes. It's a boilerplate document. They just got to put in the names, the addresses, and the details, and the purchase price. That's it. So for them to charge you money up front because, oh no, if it doesn't close, I'm out all my time, to me is ridiculous. These guys are not billing, $3,000 an hour. It's probably 5 minutes worth of work, and any decent attorney will know I may prepare a contract and we don't come to terms and it dies. They should not try and get money from you. So do not pay any money up front ever to an attorney or a title company. It's actually, I cannot believe I haven't dealt with this. I probably have spoken about closing costs, and I never really spoke about it. So it's a great question. So thank you, Nick, for this question. I think it's fantastic. A lot of people don't understand it. So I think that it's important to understand that at the closing, there's all kinds of things being net funded out. Now, people don't understand net funding. It took me like a couple of hours to figure out net funding when I got into it in the mortgage business, because the mortgage company net funds all their fees. So what that means is, let's say you're taking a loan and there's a 1-point fee. Say you're taking a $200,000 loan and it's a $2,000 fee, right? The mortgage company is just going to send you $198,000. Instead of the mortgage company sending you $200,000 and you sending the mortgage company back $2,000, they're just going to net fund it out. And what happens is that when you sell the property, if it's a short-term thing, then you technically are going to get all your money. The mortgage company, I wonder how deep in the weeds I really should go here. The mortgage company has a loan for $200,000, even though they only sent you $198,000. They're going to sell that loan for the full $200,000 in the secondary market. So that's how they get their money back. A lot of other costs are net funded. So your title charges, which let's say are $6,000, we're throwing a number out there, when you buy a house, they're just going to net fund it. So if I'm buying a house for $300,000 and the title company is charging me $6,000, I basically have to bring $306,000 to the closing, because the title company is going to get that from the gross funds, right? So at the closing, it's basically just a math game. This money goes to the seller. This money goes to the insurance company, to the title company. This money goes to the title closer that's sitting there. This money goes to the attorney. There's a big blob of funds, and then all the money gets dispersed, right? If the seller has a mortgage on the property, this money is going to go pay off the mortgage, right? Or it goes to the title company who's going to pay off the mortgage. So it's important to understand that in New York, the title company does not run the transaction. They are simply service providers. Their job is really to do two things. Number one, make sure all the liens are paid off. Number two, make sure all the taxes are paid off. Almost everything else they do, and they're insuring you, obviously. But at the closing, they're doing very little, which is why I believe subject to is near impossible in the state of New York. In other states, the title company runs the closing. The money goes through them. They are the intermediary between the buyer and the seller. It's not the way in New York. An attorney is going to be the intermediary. The buyer is going to be a buyer's attorney, seller's attorney. Very common for a wholesale closing in New York to have 4 attorneys present. So there's going to be a seller's attorney. It's going to be my attorney. I'm the guy in the middle. There's going to be a buyer's attorney. And if the buyer's getting a hard money loan, the buyer's lender, there's a lender's attorney. 4 attorneys, right? 4, everybody making money on this, right? So it's very different than how it works in other states. And it's important. There's no such thing really as an investor-friendly title company in New York. There are investor-friendly attorneys. It's important to have an attorney who understands how to do an assignment of closing or a double close. Very important. Most attorneys don't, even real estate attorneys. All right. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out more about, I have a study at home program. I think it's called howtoflipnewyorkcourse.com, but I haven't pointed that in the right. Well, that should work. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. So I hope this was helpful. Please keep the please, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help the algorithm, let more people see my videos. And please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say. Your comments give me topics to discuss, and also give me the things that you're asking. So I'm hoping I can be helpful. And you can ask any question. Does not have to be about the video you're watching. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video or videos on it. And if it's something new, I'll do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.